Welcome back. We're here at the Fells in Newbury, New Hampshire, right on your way to Newbury Harbor, and I'm joined now by Gerald Coogan of Gerald Coogan Planning and Development Consulting.
Hello, Abby. Nice to be with you.
Thanks for joining me. So, planning and development of land and zoning, you were telling me.
Right, yeah. I'm a consultant. I work with municipalities and state governments and private developers and land use issues, planning and zoning, economic development. Right now I'm a consultant to the town of Newington, New Hampshire, and Deerfield and Milton and a few other ones, but they're in central and coastal New Hampshire.
So a town would contact you, and what would their purpose of contacting you be?
Well, if they need help in reviewing applications for a subdivision of land or for a site plan for non-residential development, or if they need help in updating their zoning ordinance, or if they want to promote economic development, economic growth in their particular community.
Well, and that's such a popular topic right now, land use and what it's being used for. How did you kind of get started in this?
Well, it's a long story, Abby. It goes back a long time, but a friend of mine was involved in the field, and we had a long conversation and stuff like that, and I just got interested in it. I like the public policy aspects. I like it's an interdisciplinary field that involves landscape architecture, engineering, and public policy. So it kind of mixes it all up together.
So let's talk a little bit, since we are in Newbury, New Hampshire, right on Lake Sunapee. Mount Sunapee, located right up the street, has been having some big land discussion in a public forum and private forum, talking about this big expansion that they're hoping to do. And you said that you've been involved in this.
Well, I'm part of a group led by Frank McConnell of Skinner Sports, and also Everett Pollard of North Cape Design, and Dan Holloran of Colby Real Estate, and Hess Gates of Twin Doors B&B. And basically we're encouraging people to be supportive of the expansion of Mount Sunapee. We think it's a good program that Commissioner Jeff Rose of DRED has proposed, which balances environmental concerns and concerns about improved skiing. In the skiing business, you have to be competitive. As you know, as a skier, skiers like to ski something new every year, and if it's not there, they'll go someplace else. It's a very competitive business. Right now, Mount Sunapee is competitive.
Right.
But going forward, and this project won't be built until maybe 2 to 5 year time frame, it'll be needed in order for Mount Sunapee to be competitive in the future.
So as a consultant of this kind of project, how do you start this sort of thing? You obviously contact the planner of the project, but what are some of the things that you look for in a project like this?
Well, I'm playing a different role in this project. Normally I work as a consultant for a fee for a community. I'm volunteering my time to encourage people to be supportive of Mount Sunapee. But they've gone through a planning process. When the state of New Hampshire granted them the lease several years ago, they had to do a 5-year plan. They come up with a 5-year plan and they update it. And this expansion is part of their recent 5-year plan. And they contracted with Snow Engineering, a well-known skiing organization that's designed many mountains throughout the east and also the west, including Cannon Mountain and even King Ridge and Copper out in Utah and other ones, Copper and Vale, Colorado. So they've done a good plan. They've looked at the pluses and minuses, and this plan was actually on the books 50 years ago.
Wow. Oh, interesting.
When the state of New Hampshire began skiing at Mount Sunapee. And it hasn't been able to be implemented because, one, the state of New Hampshire didn't have the funds and the timing wasn't right, but the timing is right now. You mentioned it's a large project. It's only going to be 1 lift and then 4 trails, so it's not going to be all that large, but it's going to basically be a significant event for Mount Sunapee.
And talking a little bit about where you're located, you are out of New London, but that doesn't mean you necessarily service to just this Lake Sunapee area, correct?
No, I go statewide, and a lot of my work is in central and southern New Hampshire, and I'm helping out the town of Newington, New Hampshire, which is right next to Portsmouth, with some planning issues regarding their industrial development and expansion. And I work in the town of Deerfield, which is near Chester and Raymond and Northwood, and they're beginning to see more development occur, more interest in subdivisions and land development right now.
Well, you definitely know the map of New Hampshire, that's for sure. You've got it covered.
I've worked in many of the communities throughout the state of New Hampshire. I work in Vermont and also in the state of Maine. So.
Well, Jerry Coogan of Gerald Coogan Planning and Development Consultation, I appreciate you visiting me tonight and talking a little bit about this, and especially the Mount Sunapee project. It's on everyone's minds for sure.
It was a pleasure to meet with you, Abby. Thank you.
Thank you. For more information about what Jerry does and how to contact him, visit the information on the bottom of your screen.